the lower latches in all Mazdas are very easy to access because they're covered with these hard plastic covers that remove. For the week that we have vehicles, I just put them in the center console, but what do you do with them if you have to live with the vehicle for a while so that you don't lose them? Hey gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey.
I'm Holly.
Back there is Tucker.
Yep, that's me.
And a right has been wronged, Holly. We are finally in a vehicle from Mazda in the beautiful Soul Red Crystal. And we're finishing up the model lineup for you here on the channel with the Mazda 3 Sedan. This is the top trim. It's all-wheel drive. There's a lot to like here. In this video, we'll tell you how this compact sedan fits our family of three. Stay tuned. But what are your initial impressions with the last Mazda vehicle for us to review? We'll start outside, come inside, and we'll talk about driving, riding, all that stuff. The look. I brought up the Soul Red Crystal. Do you love?
I do like the Soul Red Crystal. I'm not sure it's what I would pick. Maybe it would be. Actually, I do think that this is going to be the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Oh, yeah?
In this car. And actually, I might choose the red on this car.
This color has got quite the following, and I cannot believe it has taken us all the way to the last Mazda for us ever to review to actually get a vehicle in its most popular color in Soul Red Crystal. So thank you, Mazda, for finally bringing us a Soul Red Crystal vehicle for a week to test. I've tested one before on a racetrack. This is the first time getting to live with one.
Yeah.
But yes, what are your thoughts? The style of it.
I really like it. It's a happy little car.
Why so serious?
Yeah, and of course the red with the black mirrors makes it look very sporty.
Black wheels too.
And black wheels too.
Even have a little black lip spoiler on the trunk back there. Just a little bit of tasteful accents here and there. But
yeah, is it supposed to look sporty? I think it does, yeah.
yes.
Well, it
I
does.
mean, Mazda, they don't claim zoom zoom anymore, but that really still is their ethos. Their guiding light is the MX-5, which we love. Would you believe me if I told you we have had two different variants of essentially this vehicle before? The CX-30, which is like a slightly lifted version, but practically the same interior.
Yeah.
And then the Mazda 3 hatch we had like 2 years ago.
Yeah, so this is just a little smaller than both of those.
It's essentially the same. Like the hatch is just the design line. It has a trunk instead of a hatch back here.
Right.
The CX-30 set up a little bit taller. And that was about it.
Yeah.
Makes it more affordable. We'll get to that in a little bit later. But
yeah. Then sitting up taller, the sitting up taller makes it.
Yeah. I don't know if it's supply and demand or the added materials, but yes, CX-30 does cost a little bit more than this. But yeah, very, very good looking.
Yeah,
Happy
it's a
little vehicle.
A very nice car.
And we haven't sampled this as of yet, but adaptive headlights, which are a nice premium touch. All LED lights up there. I know don't normally bring up lights, but thought I'd bring that
These
one
are
out.
nice. They're a nice touch.
All right, inside.
Okay.
Thoughts?
I love it.
Yeah?
On the inside.
I knew you would.
I love it on the outside and the inside.
I
I just felt like the way that the inflection in my voice and that was like, I love it on the inside, but not the outside, but I love it both.
Okay.
But what I like about the inside is I like the different colors. The cream and the black, beautiful, classic, sporty, luxury looking. And then you have the nice like chrome accents as well. And it's like the darker chrome, which I like better than like the super shiny chrome. Because it's not like in your face, and it's also not going to show fingerprints as much as the shiny chrome, which I like.
It's just tastefully adorned in a few places. I don't know that it's in places where it's really going to catch sunlight and be like glaring in your face either. Getting a little here, but
yeah,
so far not blinding you over there.
No, not anywhere.
But yes, very nice.
It was shining on one thing that was shining on the windshield that I was like, I don't know where that is, and it's not there anymore, but
And then nice use of materials. This is soft, but this is really soft.
Yeah,
and you have a very driver-centric everything over there. Both of your air vents are like right at you. Big gauge cluster there in front of you.
I have actual gauges on the side.
Yes.
But not the
7-inch
important one.
digital screen there in the middle. But you're barely looking at that, right? Because what do you have up on the windshield?
A head-up display,
Yeah.
which at first I was like, oh, it doesn't have a head-up display because it's kind of light because of these sunglasses. So what is it, if your sunglasses have blue light, then I can see it, but it took me a minute to find it. But now that I've found it, I can see it.
Well, you can also turn up the brightness in here.
Yeah, you can turn up the brightness.
A whole ordeal. Dual zone climate control, heated but not ventilated seats. What are your thoughts on the seats?
This is so you can't get ventilated in this at all.
I know.
Oh.
What are your thoughts on
The seats are comfy though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the nice cream color.
The cream color here.
Yours is a power seat with memory. Mine is manually adjustable, which is interesting. But again, the size, price class, it's...
I'll reserve my judgments until I know how much it costs.
Okay.
If it's like $80,000, then.
What
But
are
I
your
have a feeling
thoughts
it's not.
on storage in here? Because historically, that has been our major gripes of interiors of all Mazdas. Storage is sparse.
First, let me see. I haven't.
That slides and then lifts.
Slides and then lifts. Interesting. Well, I do like that you've got some options in here as far as separating it out, but it is kind of shallow.
And then you got
Watch your fingers. But I did see some ports in there, which is, I guess, why you can slide it so you can like plug in right here.
And
which I
your
really
phone's
do
sitting
like
right
that
there.
versatility.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's still usable as
and
an
it's still
armrest.
usable. That's what I like about it.
Yep.
And you're not having to like squash your things. But yeah, up here you have your charger up there,
Doesn't work.
which doesn't work well. And then your cup holder's way up here, which I feel like if you had a big cup, a Stanley, we should have brought something, it would knock into this.
Yeah.
Especially if you're driving. So I don't love that. I don't love the wasted space of a charger that doesn't work well.
Yeah.
And I feel like most chargers don't work well.
Yeah. Glove box
but
rests on
yeah.
my knees.
Nice. Well, I mean, it's a sedan.
Yeah, a small one.
But you do have nice big holes over here on the side of the door. So, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. I do like this.
Yeah.
It is shallow, but I do like the versatility of that.
Tucker, how's your space back there in the back seat?
It is great.
Great. You've got plenty of room?
Well, just a little bit.
Just a little bit? Yeah. Which, what is that a good segue to, buddy? What should we talk about next? Putting in your child safety seat.
Put in my child safety seat.
Yep. Thank you for that segue, Tucker. Before I bring Tucker's child safety seat in, I did want to show you what the back seat is like for adults. It's fairly comfortable. I mean, it's a compact sedan, but I've got a nice bit of legroom back behind here. No amenities on the back of the center console, no air vents or anything back here, but I do get a fold down armrest with 2 cup holders, which is nice, but not a whole lot else back here. The doors are trimmed just like the front, so you're not completely a second class citizen back here, but it's not luxurious either. As I pop out, bring in Tucker's Graco extended fit child safety seat. We'll remind you this is the same one he rode in when he was rearward facing. And yeah, that's the problem of small vehicles. Oh, wait, I do believe this is a manually adjusting front passenger seat. And I practically did bring it all the way forward. Like, sitting here, I mean, it's not the worst, but it definitely ain't the best. My knees are touching the glove box, but they've done a lot to the angle to make it not be unbearable up there. But the good news is they don't stay rearward facing for long. They do turn around face forward. Now, one of the reasons why I believe sedans are dying off, especially with young families, is the top tether of child seats. It is just absolutely unbearable trying to get this in and out with that latch right back there. You know, in my daily driver, it is not a fun task. But the lower latches in all Mazdas are very easy to access because they're covered with these hard plastic covers that remove. For the week that we have vehicles, I just put them in the center console, but what do you do with them if you have to live with the vehicle for a while so that you don't lose them? When it comes to attaching those lower latch points, it is incredibly easy because there is so much room around them. I like that those are covered by that removable plastic. And then, for the most part, I've got enough room to get in here and snug this thing down, though it is a tight cabin. And then after all that, I can snug this top tether down as best as possible. And I'm going to do a little more tweaking here and there. As far as sedans go, I give it a solid B, just because I've still got a little bit of wiggle room. It's going to take a little finessing. Let's go check out the trunk space now. As we come to the back of the Mazda 3 sedan, there is a hidden membrane button here underneath the Mazda logo that allows you to open and lift it from the rear. No need to use the key, but the key does have a trunk access button. When you do, you've got plenty of space back here, very wide opening, no complaints there. Very boxy design here, so not a lot of compromises for space in style, which I really like. You do have 60-40 split folding rear seats, but when you pull this, you have to like lean all the way forward or have someone at the side of the vehicle to push that forward. I do like how the 60% is on the driver's side because you always put Tucker's child seat there. So that gives you the bigger opening even with Tucker's child seat in place. We do have some interesting hidden compartments here. That is where your jack resides. And then underneath here, well, that is where the rest of your tools and your temporary spare tire reside. This is a 16-inch spare tire. It is definitely a temporary unit. And then the hinges. We'll talk about the hinges. They could crush your luggage, so be careful of what you put underneath it. But when it comes to closing it, I really like this simple addition that Mazda gives you of a handle so that you don't have to get your grimy fingers on the paint or get your hands in grimy road dust if you've been driving around in sludge. Because, yes, this is an all-wheel drive vehicle, something it has up on a lot of its more mainstream competition. All right, so decent trunk space back in the back. I mean, for a smaller sedan, there's plenty of room back there.
Plenty of room for most of everything we would need it for.
I mean,
Plus, putting in my child safety seat is pretty good.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'd say.
it's not too shabby.
But now we are turning on the historic brick streets of downtown Tyler, Texas, where we can see this has a sporty bent to the suspension. How does it ride when the pavement is less than perfect? Tucker, how's your wobbly head?
It's a little wobbly.
Yeah, Holly, what are your thoughts?
It's smoother than I was expecting it to
Okay.
be. Yeah,
Here-
it's pretty smooth.
Here comes a big one.
Okay, that muffled it. I mean, sound and jiggliness, that's an official term,
Yes.
was not too bad.
Yeah. Rides fairly well. You're not trading a lot for the sporty driving nature of this.
Yes, it certainly doesn't feel like a sports car in that sense.
We've definitely ridden in worse
Oh, yeah.
down this road.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Which, okay, we're talking about its sporty driving nature. What is it like now behind the steering wheel? Especially, how is the steering in this one?
The steering is good.
Yeah.
I haven't had any issues. Do you think it's floaty?
It's a little on the heavy side.
A little on the heavy side,
As
do you think?
most Mazdas are. There's a little bit more resistance to it, but how is it piloting this?
Well, when you've got biceps like mine, that's
mean-
no problem.
True. How is it like driving this thing around? What's it like in reality for the people not sitting in the car with us?
I really like driving it. It's
Yeah.
really nice. In fact, when we got in, I'm headed off to a conference soon, and I'm taking this one. You mentioned I was taking this one, and I was like, oh, good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I drive a little sporty car.
You'll have to get some matching lipstick for the
Yeah,
maybe your
I need to.
nails.
I have
You know,
some.
just fully adorn
Okay.
yourself.
With red, okay.
Yeah. Maybe.
All right.
Other thoughts?
Playing out some fantasies here.
No, that's the Princess Leia costume.
Oh boy, oh boy.
What are your thoughts on throttle response and how peppy it is?
I mean, I feel like it's been natural.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It does have quite a bit of power for
It does, yeah.
a smaller vehicle like this. So
Yeah.
it's proven to be fun to drive in my time with it. So I'm excited for you.
Me
getting to spend
too.
some more time in
I'm
it.
going to be spending a lot of time on the road with this guy or gal, whatever you choose to aspire to.
Yes. Other thoughts in here? We've got Apple CarPlay, wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto.
Oh, remind me, do you have buttons down here that you can mess with
Everything
that?
is in the
Okay,
command
yeah. Oh, the
knob
little
down
knob.
here that I know you like
Okay,
so much.
I do like that.
But yeah, so you can control it. But
Is it also touchscreen?
Yes.
But it is pretty far. Like,
Yes.
I would have to lean in.
Yeah. And then we do have 360 cameras, and as we're coming to a stop here, over your left knee is a physical button to access those cameras. Very good cameras all the way around in this.
Yeah.
So I like that a lot.
And then does it stay on, I guess?
It'll go off when you reach a certain speed. The lawyers kind of chime in there. But
Yeah, and Mazda's really strict on their safety
they are very
protocols.
focused on safety. I have a full interview with the head of Mazda Safety on the podcast. Go to gtgaragetalk.com to hear that. Jennifer Morrison, just grateful to get the time with her. But yes, Mazda safety is of utmost priority with them.
Yeah.
Other thoughts before I pull out window sticker?
What's the fuel efficiency?
Okay, much better than what is on the screen behind the steering wheel right now, because I've been filming and idling and all that fun stuff. 23 city, 32 highway, 27 combined. You can put premium in it, and that will give you the higher horsepower numbers that Mazda claims on this vehicle, but it does also work with regular unleaded. So
Okay.
you're not pigeonholed to a particular type. You could put in either. It's just more fun to drive if you've put in the expensive stuff. But yeah, a little 4-cylinder under the hood, turbocharged, fun.
Nice.
Now, you jokingly said,
I will be able to tell better on our real-time fuel efficiency after I go to my trip.
Before we get into that, this
Okay.
is a compact sedan. That's what I daily drive. This is in a different realm. Mine is like the affordable daily driver. This is a very premium package.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right, Tucker.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah. Tucker, it
You're
is
trying to sway me?
this number. Can you see it? This dark black number by my thumb? You see it? Very bottom?
Yeah.
Okay. So mommy's gonna guess.
Okay. I'm going to go with...
You're gonna go too high, I already know.
Oh, I was thinking I was probably going to go too low.
I'll just go.
Yeah, don't put me in a box.
Just go.
37. Too low?
Let's see.
Is it right on?
3, 7, 2, 1, 0.
37,210.
I am so good at this. We need a game show. I need to win money off of this skill.
You need to go on The Price is Right, is what you need to do.
No, I don't know if I could do it with that. But I feel like it's even more impressive because I'm not like you researching cars all the time and prices and ranges and yada, yada, yada.
That's why I don't tell you, because I want to get your honest opinion of what you think something like this would go for, as premium as it is, and what you feel it should cost. So,
Well,
now,
sometimes I guess right, but I just don't think that's what it should cost. But this,
Now
I
knowing.
think, As far as the top trim, and that's why I said earlier, I'm like, some of the things like womp womp about the ventilated seats, but also it's 37. It's a top trim.
It's all-wheel drive, which is a big deal for people in northern climates.
Yeah, it's an all-wheel drive. It's comfortable luxury materials on the inside. I mean, other cars that compare or that in the same price range, you'll get that hard plastic, cheapo, one color stuff. Now this is not this.
You know, remember a couple years ago when we were forced to stay at your parents because we had no air conditioning? We were in that white Audi sedan, $45,000, and you did not like it. I'd say buy this over an Audi.
Oh yeah.
And Mazda has stepped up their retail support with their dealership network. It's a premium brand.
It is. Yeah, and the design.
Yeah. Well, there you go. If you do want to see more from Holly's trip with this one, because she is just starting her journey with the Mazda 3, follow along with her on Facebook and Instagram at Female Consumer. You can find all things GT Garage Talk at GT Garage Talk, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, you name it. Everything is at GT Garage Talk, or you can go to gtgaragetalk.com, find links to that podcast interview with the head of Mazda Safety, Jennifer Morrison. But until next time, bye.
Bye.